Welcome to another marvelous video, where we will be exploring the origins of one of the most unique and fascinating characters, Wagnerine. This hybrid character is a combination of two beloved X-Men members, Nightcrawler and Wolverine. Wagnerine possesses the agility, acrobatic skills, and teleporting abilities of Nightcrawler, along with the razor-sharp claws and healing factor of Wolverine. But how did this unique character come to be? What inspired the creation of Wagnerine, and how did the writers and artists at Marvel bring this hybrid character to life? In this video, we will delve into the history of Wagnerine and explore her origins and the creative process behind her inception. Join us as we explore the fascinating world of Wagnerine, a character that has captured the imaginations of Marvel fans worldwide. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Who is Wagnerine? The 2023 X-Men Sins of Sinister Nightcrawler's issue number 1 marks the debut of a terrifying and ingenious hybrid of two beloved heroes of the Marvel comic book universe, Nightcrawler and Wolverine. Mr. Sinister has destroyed the Marvel universe as we know it, and his most powerful weapon is his Chimera mutants, created by splicing together the genomes of some of the X-Men's most powerful allies and foes. The Nightcrawler's issue number 1, we are introduced to Wagnerine, an amalgamation of the Nightcrawler, Kurt Wagner, and Laura Kinney's Wolverine, which was created by C. Superior and complemented by the art done by Paco Medina. 10 years. Wagnerine is a Chimera mutant whose genetic makeup is a combination of Nightcrawler's and Wolverine's genes, making her an elite killer and the leader of Mr. Sinister's Legion of the Night. Mr. Sinister was unable to use the corrupted strain of Nightcrawler DNA because of Margali Zardos, the mother of Kurt Wagner, who cast a spell that corrupted it, making any experiments of cloning impossible. It wasn't until years later, when Mother Righteous killed Margali Zardos to break this spell, that Mr. Sinister was able to work with Nightcrawler's DNA and form the lethal band of teleporting assassins. It's worth noting that Mr. Sinister's motivations for creating Wagnerine were in fact quite humorous. After synthesizing Nightcrawler's DNA and combining with Wolverine's, Sinister's primary goal was to make the sound effect BAM! Shink! A reality. For those unfamiliar with the comic book world of Marvel, shink is a iconic sound Wolverine's claws make when unsheathed, while BAMF is the signature sound of the teleportation power of Nightcrawler. These two sound effects are undoubtedly some of the most recognizable in the entirety of Marvel Comics, and it's quite amusing to think that Sinister was so fixated on creating a new sound effect that would go to such great lengths to make it happen. Each member of the Legion of the Night is a combination of Nightcrawler's genes and the genes of another mutant, making them powerful and lethal killers under Wagnerine's command. These brainwashed hybrids, including Auntie Fortune and Wallcrawler, were initially created to serve Mr. Sinister's twisted agenda, as part of his dangerous mission in which he was pillaging the Sanctum Sanctorum of Doctor Strange in New Essex, which was formerly called New York. Vox Ignis utilized his powerful scream of change to break Wagnerine, Auntie Fortune, and Wallcrawler free from Mr. Sinister's control. With her old purpose stripped away, Wagnerine was in search of a new cause to believe in, and soon found herself becoming a loyal follower and servant of Mother Righteous. As one of her trusted killers, Wagnerine demonstrated her fierce loyalty by executing Dr. Stasis, using her tail to pierce through his forehead when he did not provide his assistance to Mother Righteous in overthrowing Mr. Sinister. Following this, Mother Righteous assigned the Legion of the Night with a crucial mission to steal the treasures required to create the Reliquatory Perilous, which would grant them access to Mr. Sinister's laboratory and allow them to destroy him. As part of their indoctrination into Nightcrawler's religious philosophy, the Spark, the Nightkin of the Legion of the Night, were firmly committed to achieving their objective. 100 years. The sinister mutants continued to expand their influence across the universe in the following decades. Wagnerine emerged as a formidable leader, guiding the Nightkin in Mother Righteous's plans. Rather than offering assistance to realms such as Otherworld or Asgard when they fell to Sinister's control, Wagnerine and her followers instead chose to pillage those decaying civilizations of their valuable artifacts capable of magic before their end. It was Wagnerine who fought with Thor and cut off his arm when he made his final stand on Asgard right before the Frost Giants invaded the realm of the Asgardians. Nearly a century had passed since Mr. Sinister's reign over Earth began, and the Legion of the Night was struggling to maintain its numbers as the Sinisters became aware of the treachery of the Nightkin and ceased creating them. This posed a significant obstacle in achieving their goal of completing the Reliquary Perilous, and despite this, Wagnerine, now a legate of Mother Righteous's group of followers, continued to resist relying on her healing factor to endure as her comrades aged or fell under Sinister's influence. Desperate to continue their legacy, Wagnerine decided to try natural reproduction, despite the fact that the Nightkin were made to be infertile due to Mr. Sinister's manipulations of their genetic makeup. To surprise to everyone, she was able to give birth to a baby girl whose father was Summer Knight, a mutant also who was known as Cyclops, and no, it's not the Cyclops you're thinking of. This Cyclops was a Nightcrawler mutant chimera created from Nightcrawler and Cyclops' genes. However, the golden-skinned baby vanished immediately after her birth, prompting Summer Knight to participate in a ritual that made him teleport to penetrate the barriers surrounding Mr. Sinister's laboratory. To push their plans forward, Wagnerine convinced Mother Righteous to bring in the brilliant Dr. Nemesis, the fungi-covered mutant capable of calculating even the minutest of possibilities. In addition, Wagnerine brought the Nightcrawler Kurt Wagner, who was still under the influence of Margali Zardos' spell that caused him to have a bestial appearance. However, Nightcrawler's violent attack on Mother Righteous after his claim that the spark was tainted and her murder of the original blue-skinned teleporter caused Wagnerine to question her loyalties. This led to her defecting from Mother Righteous after discovering that her lost daughter had been held captive by the cult leader and was being kept in the Reliquary Perilous. The scene that portrayed the young baby calling out to her mother, Wagnerine, for help was heart-wrenching to read. At the Grey Malkin habitat, Wagnerine made a vow to produce a new spark and thwart the plans of Mother Righteous. Despite her belief in the spark and the ideals of Nightcrawler, Wagnerine has tapped into her hidden supply of anger, which was formed as a result of the apparent death of her daughter and the sacrifice of her devastated lover. This rage is more reminiscent of Wolverine than Nightcrawler, and it only intensifies after Nightcrawler's cut down by Mother Righteous during her attempt to confront Mother Righteous's increasingly self-centered plans. While most of the followers of the Nightkin were forced to serve Mother Righteous again, Wagnerine is left reeling from the knowledge that her child is alive and held captive by the leader she served under for years. Her determination to rescue her child fuels her anger and motivates her to take action against Mother Righteous and her followers, even if it means tapping into her more brutal instincts. 1,000 years. Wagnerine had to bid her time for nearly 900 years before she could get revenge. Mother Righteous finally revealed her true goal, which was that the Reliquary Perilous was the tool she intended to use in her destruction of the universe. The Reliquary Perilous was armed and ready for years, but Mother Righteous's greed would even give DC Comics Agent Orange, also known as Larfleeze, a run for his money. All the years of her followers' sacrifices were to help her achieve this goal. Vox Ignis leads the spirits of vengeance, who have infected the Great Devourer, to the impregnable force field that surrounds Mr. Sinister's laboratory, which was weakened by the thousands of Nightkin crashing into it. The force field almost gets destroyed when the final piece of Mother Righteous's plan, the Juggernaut, who was shot through the brain of the Titan by the Sinisters and traveled through the endless universe, arrives at the place and crashes passes into the force field. The force field is finally destroyed when Auntie Fortune becomes the final sacrifice and crashes into it. With this, Mother Righteous enters the laboratory, which houses the clones of Moira, whose destruction would mean the end of the universe. The horrified Vox Ignis, who learns of her true goal, tries to stop Mother Righteous, but his spirit of vengeance is sucked out of him as fuel for the weapon. Mother Righteous planned to use the golden-skinned baby of Summer Night and Wagnerine as a GPS system for the weapon's journey to the start of the universe. But Wagnerine makes a dramatic appearance and fights Mother Righteous to protect her baby daughter. When she's distracted by Vox Ignis, Wagnerine stabs Mother Righteous through the heart and teleports away with her baby that was held captive. But an unexpected twist occurs in the form of Moira appearing to take the weapon and shooting Vox Ignis. We are super excited to see what happens next in the upcoming issues of the comic. What will happen to the Reliquary Perilous now that Mother Righteous is no more? What is Moira going to do in the future? These are questions we cannot wait to be answered as we eagerly wait for the series to continue. The Nightcrawler comic book series will hopefully be coming back soon to answer our questions. How powerful is Wagnerine? All of us were impressed with the healing powers of Wolverine and his aggressive combat power, which was thanks to his adamantium claws and animal-like instincts. Now imagine those powers combined with the teleportation powers of Nightcrawler. As cool as it sounds, when this becomes a reality, it was much more horrifying than extraordinary to read. Wagnerine's part as the new Nightcrawler series is dark and gory. As a result of Mr. Sinister's genetic experiments, Wagnerine possesses an array of powerful attributes and abilities. Her powers include retractable claws that are located on each of her hands, as well as an additional claw on her tail. These claws are made of adamantium, making them incredibly durable and able to cut through almost any material. Wagnerine also has the ability to teleport, a power inherited by Nightcrawler. Her teleportation abilities allow her to move quickly and evade attacks, making her a horrible opponent to face in combat. Her speed and agility make her a highly effective assassin, able to strike rapidly and disappear without a trace. In addition to her physical abilities, Wagnerine is a skilled fighter and strategist. She is able to use her powers in combination with her combat skills, making her a deadly opponent in any fight. Her training as an assassin in Mr. Sinister's Legion of the Night has honed her abilities to a razor-sharp edge, making her one of the most dangerous mutants in the Marvel Universe. Marvelous verdict. Wagnerine is a fascinating and complex character that embodies the best and worst of both Nightcrawler and Wolverine. Her creation by Mr. Sinister shows us the dangers of genetic experimentation and the consequences of playing God with the lives of mutants. However, through her journey, Wagnerine's character also shows the power of redemption and the strength to break free from the control of others. Her defecting from the Legion of the Night and vowing to create a new spark and oppose Mother Righteous demonstrates her capacity for growth and change. Despite the overwhelmingly bleak and grim settings of the Sins of Sinister event, Wagnerine stands out as a uniquely heroic character. In a timeline where much of the Marvel Universe has been corrupted or eliminated, there's little room for genuine heroism. Even characters like Storm and her Brotherhood have been pushed to their limits by their enemies. However, Wagnerine's motivations are notably more heroic, driven by a desire to free her people and be united with her stolen child. As fan of the Marvel Universe, we can appreciate the intricate and complex character of Wagnerine's character. Her powers and abilities make her a fearsome opponent, but that it in her true humanity and struggle for freedom that truly makes her stand out. Wagnerine is a character that genuinely captivates the readers of the Marvel comic book world. So if you like our content, do not forget to drop a like and hit that subscribe button on your way out. Have a good one.